Good evening. I call the May 13th, 2025 regular board meeting of the Richland 2 Board of Trustees to order. The agenda for tonight's meeting has been published and made available. May I please have a motion regarding the approval of the agenda?
Madam Chair,
Yes, Mrs. Washington.
I move to approve the agenda for the May 13, 2025 regular board meeting.
The motion has been made by Mrs. Washington. Is there a second?
Second.
The motion has been made by Mrs. Washington and seconded by Mr. Dennis to approve the agenda. Is there any discussion? Is there any discussion? Seeing none, board members, please vote. The vote is 6 yes, 0 no. The motion passes. Mrs. Nash will join us shortly. She's stuck in traffic. We now will move to item 3.1, executive session. May I please have a motion to go into executive session?
Madam Chair,
Yes, Mrs. Washington.
I move to convene an executive session for the purpose of discussing student appeals, student admission requests into the district's adult education program, a safety briefing, and employment recommendations and certified releases.
The motion has been made by Mrs. Washington. Is there a second?
Second.
The motion has been made by Mrs. Washington and seconded by Mr. Dennis to go into executive session. Is there any discussion? Board members, any discussion? Seeing none, please vote. The vote is 6 yes, 0 no, 1 not present. The motion passes. The board will now enter into executive session. May I have a motion to end the executive session?
Madam Chair,
Yes, Mrs. Nash.
I move that we adjourn executive session at 6:27 p.m. and resume public session.
The motion has been made by Mrs. Nash. Is there a second?
Second.
The motion has been made by Mrs. Nash to end executive session at 6:27 p.m., seconded by Mr. Dennis. Is there any discussion? Board members, is there any discussion? Seeing none, please vote. The vote is 7 yes, 0 no. The motion passes. We will now resume public session. Moving to item 4.1, inspirational moment, Pledge of Allegiance. We will now move to the inspirational moment and Pledge of Allegiance. Mrs. Washington will present.
Good evening, everyone. I am presenting L.W. Condor Integrated Magnet School in Columbia, South Carolina, which is home to a unique strings program that has been providing almost 200 kindergarten through 5th grade students lessons twice a week. This year, they introduced their very first pre-kindergarten students. Condor's Superstar Strings program was established in 2013 to offer rigorous instruction designed to challenge advanced string students. Superstar string students have consistently earned superior ratings for their solo and small group performances at the South Carolina's prestigious solo and ensemble competition. The additional after-school practice sessions yield 25 to 45 dedicated superstar string players each year to thoroughly entertain audiences during performances at school and Richland 2 district events, as well as during community presentations. The Superstar Strings Performing Group have also earned excellent and superior ratings from the South Carolina Orchestra Performance Assessment and from the Carowinds Musical Festival. Former string students have matriculated through music programs such as middle school orchestras, the USC Strings Project, Tri-District Arts Consortium, and the South Carolina Philharmonic Youth Orchestra. This year, they recently earned Superior with a distinction at the Concert Performance Assessment and just recently earned 10 excellent ratings and 24 superior ratings and 6 superior with distinctions. I would like to present to you the Condor String Student Performing Group.
Good evening. We are the Superstar Strings, and today we will be playing First Finger Rock and Royal Promenade. You may now stand as we say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may now be seated.
Thank you again to Dr. Rosa Kelly and the Condor Strings. You guys did an amazing job. Thank you so very much. And while they are transitioning, we are going to move to item 5.1, consent agenda. We will now move to item 5.1. May I please have a motion regarding the approval of the consent agenda?
Madam Chair,
Yes, Mr. Trapp?
I move to approve the consent agenda for the May 13th, 2025 regular board meeting.
The motion has been made by Mr. Trapp. Is there a second?
Second.
The motion has been made by Mr. Trapp and seconded by Mrs. Nash. Is there any discussion? Board members, any discussion? Seeing none, please vote. The vote is 7 yes, 0 no. The motion passes. We will now move to item 6.1, public participation. We do have one person who has signed up to address the board. You will be given 3 minutes to address the board. To assist with timing, the lights on the table in front of me will change colors from green to yellow to red. When you have 30 seconds remaining, the light will turn yellow. When your time is up, the light will turn red, and you will hear a tone indicating your time to speak has expired. Before we begin, I will remind you that our meetings are streamed live and recorded. According to policy BEDH, comments from the public should not include gossip, defamatory words, or abusive or vulgar language. The policy also prohibits in public session any expression of personal complaints about individual school personnel, or any other person connected with the school system. Specific student or personnel issues should be handled through the appropriate procedure as indicated in the district policy. I will now call to the mic Dr. Anna Parrish.
Good evening. As we close out this school year, I thought it would be appropriate to end with highlighting some positive accomplishments of the school board and district from an educator's perspective. I am appreciative of what has been accomplished in 24-25, and likewise encourage the continuity of this positive progress. Throughout this school year, the feedback of teachers has been sought through surveys and utilized at school levels. It has been apparent that the district not only requests feedback, but utilizes feedback. Please continue to prioritize seeking and utilizing feedback from our teachers. When classes became overcrowded at Pontiac, the board and district responded by moving allocated district positions to adjust and create additional positions. Please continue to use flexibility in the use of positions allocated in the budget, responding to the imminent needs in Richland 2 schools. At the beginning of the year, I inquired about missing or non-functional safety keypads. I was told that work orders had been put in 3 years ago and we were still waiting on repairs and installation. This year, all keypads were properly installed and repaired. I can guarantee that Richland 2 administrative assistants or administrators are not twiddling their thumbs looking for problems. If a work order is placed, it is a need for that school. Please continue to respond and approve the completion of work orders. Mid-year, a $500 bonus was approved and distributed to our Richland 2 employees. Please consider to continue using excess funding for the purposes of retaining Richland 2 staff. One of the biggest celebrations includes the systems reviews that has been implemented or are in progress by Jennifer Morrison, along with her inclusiveness in seeking feedback from a broad range of staff. Practices that worked 8 or 10 years ago may not necessarily be effective today, and it is important to ask the difficult questions and respond accordingly. We must adjust to changing times and changing needs. Please continue to support her work in these system reviews. Finally, the board made the common decision to approve a calendar that was the choice of employees and employees who are parents. Please continue to look at all facets of data in making informed, common sense decisions. In a room of 50 people, there may be 50 different opinions, and likewise, as board members, you will not always agree, but it is important to put first things first, moving forward with positive changes for our students. I challenge you to make it a priority to continue to respectfully collaborate, putting personal differences aside for the common good of our students and seeking unity. Keep the big picture of our student success as an impetus to move forward above any personal disagreements. Thank you for what you've accomplished in 24-25, and please continue in the direction of making positive changes for our Richland 2 family, and most importantly, making changes that will make a difference in the lives of our students.
Thank you, Dr. Parrish. We will now move to 7.0, special recognitions. I will now turn this over to Dr. Moore.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to introduce Ms. Darcy Strickland Rush to present the students to the board. And board members, if we can make our way to the front.
Good evening, Dr. Elkin Scott, board members, Dr. Moore, and to our amazing Richland 2 family in the room and those who are watching from home. I consider it an honor and a privilege and a whole lot of fun to begin this portion of tonight's meeting with something that we all love, and that is bragging on how awesome our students and our staff are. So I ask you to sit back, relax, and get ready to beam with pride as we highlight some extraordinary members of the Richland 2 community who are doing big things. Some of these things so big, I had to double check the facts because I thought, wait a minute, they did what? And that's an award, and we got it on a national level. Now, before we dive in, I do want to give a quick heads up to our honorees who are in the room this evening. When your name is called, please come forward, accept your certificate or award, pause for a quick photo, and then you can return to your seat. But don't worry, this is not a pop quiz. We're going to give you steps along the way. So parents, yes, you can get your cameras ready. We are going to begin with Spring Valley High School, which is apparently operating a gifted and talented factory. First up, the artist. These 5 students had their work selected into the state juried Art Fields Junior Exhibit, a prestigious showcase that puts their creativity, center stage. Those students are Ethan Goodrich, Jamison Patrick, can, yep, stand on either end. Thank you. Ethan, can you go back up for your picture with the principal? Yeah. We'll get you to go stand right back in the same place, Ethan. It's not your fault. Thank you. Claire Hassel. Ashley Yuri Kelly. And Vi Vaughn. These 5 students had their artwork on display April 25th through May 3rd at one of the largest arts festivals in the Southeast. Believe it or not, that happens in Lake City. Their artwork is proof that imagination has no limits, and judging by their talent, neither do their futures. Let's give them another huge round of applause. The honors continue tonight for the Vikings. Next up, Science and Innovation. 3 Spring Valley students were named 2025 Junior Science and Humanities Symposium winners, a competition where brilliance meets brain power. If we have those 3 students, please come forward, beginning with Sadana Anchuri. Max Berg. Shrinish Kalva. I read up quite a bit on this award, and these students will likely be finding cures for diseases or solving global problems, while the rest of us are still trying to remember our Wi-Fi and Hulu and MyChart passwords. So let's give them another huge round of applause. We have another artist that we would like to recognize. Delaney Ellis Savitz had her playbill cover art for Alice by Heart selected as one of the top 10 playbill covers in the nation by playbill.com. Not in the state, but in the nation. I'm telling you, Broadway took note of what Delaney Ellis Savitz had to show. Delaney? Mr. Timoni will take her award back to her. If I understand correctly, my assistant said that she's studying for exams, and I think that's a pretty good reason not to be here tonight. Meanwhile, Jason Pay is making moves with nationally recognized art as well, with his art, Girl with Grills, Girl with Grills. So it has earned a national silver key from the Scholastic Art and Writing Awards, and a gold key at the regional level for the same piece. And for those of you who follow us on social media, whether it's Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, I would like you to know that Jason Pay's artwork has been one of the most liked posts on our social media. So people are taking note. Congratulations. Other Gold Key artists from Spring Valley include Kyrie Day, Kelly Rose Garrett, Savannah Yu, Alana Munan. Congratulations to them. Now, on to Blythewood High School. Mr. Timoni, you can have a seat. On to Blythewood High School, where Tiana Mack is basically a one-woman wrestling dynasty. Listen to her resume. 2024-2025 Girls Wrestling State Champion at 130 pounds, 3-time state champion, 3rd place at the National High School Coaches Association Championship. She competed at the World Team Trials against college wrestlers and won 7 matches. Named South Carolina's recipient of the Tricia Saunders High School Excellence Award by the National Wrestling Hall of Fame. Can we give Tiana a huge round of applause? So Tiana is not with us this evening, but her coach is coming to accept. And since I got the mic and I can keep plugging Richland 2 and social media, if you want to hear Tiana's success story in her own words, look for her on Instagram today. Thank you, Coach. Over at Westwood High School, Jaden Wilson is making track history. Come on up, Jaden, along with his principal, Miss Nicholson. Hey, Coach. Jaden is making history not once, but twice. He set 2 school records by winning both the 100-meter and 200-meter dash events. If you blinked, you probably missed him crossing the finish line. Thank you, and congratulations again, Jaden. I'm glad Mr. Timoni didn't go too far, because we're back at Spring Valley High School now for some of the top academic minds, not in the state, but in the nation. We have 6 National Merit Scholarship winners. Please help me celebrate them as we call their names. Zahi Sadiq. Okay. Ali Walam. Thank you. You're welcome. Beverly Holton. Anaga Gowda. Lee Dillon. Hayden Thorpe. And V. Fon. These students are more than just scholars. They are our future leaders. And one of them, Anagwa Gata, is also a U.S. Presidential Scholars Program semifinalist, placing her among the top academic achievers nationwide. Dr. Mack will have you come up now. Joining Anaga in this elite category is Olawatani Arayo. I hope I got that at least close. From Ridgeview High School, also a Presidential Scholars semifinalist. Let's give her a round of applause as she comes forward. Your Richland 2 family is so proud to see your academic excellence shine on the national stage. And here's something I found out earlier this week about her. She has also earned a prestigious Amazon Future Engineer Scholarship worth, no, you gotta stop, $40,000. Okay, you can go now. She is among just 400 students nationwide selected for this competitive program. In addition to the scholarship, she'll receive a paid internship offer at Amazon after her freshman year of college. That deserves another round of applause. From Richland Northeast High School, please join me in congratulating Regina Cherry and the R&E Student Council, who have been recognized as the 2025 National Gold Council of Excellence by the National Association of Student Councils. Let's give them a huge round of applause. Thank you. Let's give them a round of applause again. That is what student leadership looks like done right and also done with distinction. And now we get to turn to our superstar staff members, because we know students are future ready and we know that they are surrounded by purpose-driven excellence. At Forest Lake Elementary, maybe you've heard this name, Miss George, Miss George, Miss George. She has been honored with the prestigious Milken Educator Award. Let's give her a huge round of applause, along with her principal. The Milken is known as the Oscars of teaching. It even comes with a $25,000 cash prize. That's right. Teacher excellence does occasionally come with a really big check and a trip to Los Angeles. Let's give her another round of applause. Over at Dent Middle School, Dr. Timothy Hicks received the Excellence in Education Award. Where's Mr. Hicks? Let's give Mr. Hicks a round of applause as he comes forward. Along with his principal, Ms. Ashford. The Excellence in Education Award is from the Society of the Cincinnati of the Society for the State of Education in South Carolina, which sounds like something really difficult to say because it really was for me just then. Congratulations. We know so many people have a hand in making sure that our students are having an excellent day, but sometimes things don't always go as well as we would hope, and we fall down, we get a boo-boo, and we have to end up in the nurse's room. And from our very own district office, Karen Lobitz was named Registered Nurse of the Year by the South Carolina Association of School Nurses. Congratulations. She keeps everybody healthy and calm and on their way to having a great day. And for that, we say thank you. Center for Knowledge and Center for Knowledge North, schools with excellence in their title. And Palmetto's finest finalists, both schools, again this year. Let's give them a huge round of applause for that recognition. Again, led by their principal, Jessica Agee, they were finalists for the 2025 Palmetto's Finest Award by SCASA. Well, it looks like Summit Parkway knew that they were going to be here today. It's just a guess. Summit Parkway, come on up so we can recognize you for your 2 national honors. Come on up, come on up, come on up. Summit Parkway was named a school to watch by the National Forum for Middle Grades, and also the South Carolina winner of the Samsung Solve for Tomorrow competition. So let's give their principal, April Shell, a huge round of applause, along with Ms. Cuffey. And in just a second, we're going to recognize them again and their SIDI students. Get everybody? We are? Okay. All right. We might have to make 2 rows. Yeah. Yeah. Can we get 4 or 5? 4 or 5 to go back on this side? Got everybody? Yep. Okay. Perfect. Thank you. Oh. Yes. And so the SIDI program, I thought I was going to bring y'all back up, but you know what? You're already up here, so let's go ahead and give you a round of applause for the Magnet Schools of America National Merit School of Excellence, for the STEM Institute of Design and Innovation, and the Sports Medicine program at Summit Parkway. So Congratulations. Perfect. Thank you. We're going to head over to Keels Elementary School, where the principal, Alvira Butler, is going to come up with her team as they are being recognized for dual national honors. Keels Elementary is the 2024-2025 National Beta School of Merit. They are also the 2025 National Youth Advocacy Resilience High Flying School Award recipient. So 2 national honors for Keels Elementary School. Okay. Yep. One more. Well, I think we need to take one more. Everybody look this direction. I think we had, yep, we're ready. One more. Perfect. Thank you. And we know we're taking a little bit more time with our recognitions today, but this is our last meeting before school is out, so we wanted to make sure that we got everyone with the students and our staff recognized this evening. So our National Schools of Excellence, our Magnet Schools of America National Schools of Excellence. There's a list, and we're excited about it. Starting with Forest Lake Elementary School, Principal Benjamin Jackson, the NASA ELC program at Forest Lake. Let's put our hands together and welcome up Ms. Kennelly from Kelly Mill with the Kelly Mill Inc. program. In case you needed a friendly reminder, those wonderful musicians, those string orchestra musicians that you saw at the beginning of the program were from L.W. Condor Integrated Arts. Well, William Whitehurst is the principal. Now let's recognize the law program at E.L. Wright, Leadership at Wright with Dr. Scott Floyd. Thank you. Congratulations to Mr. Rashad Adams and his team, his STEMS team over at North Springs Elementary School. We'd also like to recognize the dual language immersion program at Polo Road, where Terrence Isaac is the principal. Let's give them a round of applause. Ridgeview's magnet program led by Dr. Brenda Mack. Oh, here we go. I'm sorry, Polo Road was going a little too fast. And now, Dr. Brenda Mack, Ridgeview's magnet programs. Let's give them a huge round of applause. Come on up. Well, we know who to call whenever the party's boring. The Discovery and Explorations program at Spring Valley, led by Principal Jeff Timoni. All right, Jeff may be out taking some photos right now. We'll make sure that they get their certificate. Dr. Miranda Hayward from Lonnie B. Nelson, they're being recognized for the ACE program. Over at Muller Road, Dr. Brandon Ross has a big team, and they're doing big things with LAM, Leadership at Muller. Congratulations. Thank you. Again, a huge round of applause for these National Merit Schools of Excellence. Our next group of schools being recognized, also from Magnet Schools of America, National Merit Schools of Distinction. Beginning with Fame at Dent, Principal Tamala Ashford is coming forward, and she's by herself because they have her performance tonight. They're doing what they do best. The MedPro program at Kelly Mill is being recognized as a National Merit School of Distinction as well. Thank you, Ms. Kennelly. LEAP at Longleaf with Principal Teresa Mingo is also being recognized as a National Merit School of Distinction. Torian Robinson is here as the principal of Bridge Creek Elementary, representing the Med program as a National Merit School of Distinction. Over at Rice Creek, Mr. Stacy Gadsden and his team with SAIL are being recognized for their great work with the students. And last but definitely not least, Dr. Whitney Prowl from Sandlapper and her team are being recognized for their computer science immersion program. Congratulations. Our next group of educators, I would say they all would deserve a standing ovation at the end because they have definitely worked hard towards this next achievement. This next group of educators have achieved a very rigorous certification. They are National Board Certified Teachers. Let's welcome them and recognize them, beginning with Caitlin Arundel from Round Top Elementary School. Allison Pack from Spring Valley. Congratulations. James Casella Jr. of Blythewood High School. Hannah Cummings from Round Top Elementary School, also a District Teacher of the Year. And Kristen Simmons from Pontiac Elementary School. Congratulations. And for all of our National Board Certified teachers, please don't leave because once we call this next group, Marcus is going to meet you outside on the steps and then we'll get a big group photo, okay? So these are our National Board Certified educators who have renewed their certification, beginning with Mandy Collins from Round Top Elementary School. Dr. Carlisha Gunter Best of Jackson Creek. Nicholas Hendricks from Blythewood. Allison Cole from Muller Road. Susan Matthews from Richland Northeast High School. Nicole Mitchell of Joseph Keels. Dan Morgan of Westwood High School. Jennifer Nocella from Catawba Trail. Tracy Ratchford from right here at the district office. James Reeves from Langford. Amy Ritter from Center for Knowledge. Samoria Roundtree, Polo Road. Dr. Hilton Shaw Gilbert, Killian Elementary School. And Lanisha Tyndall from right here at the district office. Again, congratulations to all our award recipients tonight. And for our National Board Certified Teachers, Marcus is going to meet you outside on the steps. One more final round of applause for every one of our honorees tonight. Thank you for letting us celebrate you.
Congratulations to everyone. This has been a great night. Good night. No, I'm just joking. We would now move to item 8.0, voting on executive session items. 8.1, student appeals. May I please have a motion regarding student appeal?
Madam Chair,
Yes, Mr. Dennis.
I move to grant the appeal for student number 1 and the student attend Blythewood Academy for 90 days.
The motion has been made by Mr. Dennis. Is there a second?
Second.
Who seconded that? Ms. Washington. Okay, the motion has been made by Mr. Dennis and seconded by Mrs. Washington. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, board members, please vote. Yes. And please check the motion, Mr. Dennis. Board members, please vote. The motion is 6 yes, 1 no. The motion passes. We will now move to item 8.2, student admission requests into the district's adult education program. May I please have a motion?
Madam Chair,
Yes, Mrs. Porter.
I move to approve the student admission request into the district's adult education program for students numbers 1 through 3.
The motion has been made by Mrs. Porter. Is there a second?
Second.
The motion has been made by Mrs. Porter and seconded by Mr. Dennis. Is there any discussion? Board members, please vote. The vote is 7 yes, 0 no. The motion passes. We will now move to item 8.3, employment recommendations and certified releases. May I please have a motion?
Madam Chair,
Yes, Mrs. Washington?
I move to approve the employment recommendations and certified releases as presented.
The motion has been made by Mrs. Washington. Is there a second?
Second.
The motion has been made by Mrs. Washington and seconded by Mr. Trapp. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, board members, please vote. The vote is 7 yes, 0 no. The motion passes. We will now move over to item 9.0, action requested unfinished business. 9.1, policy revision, policy DJ, purchasing. May I please have a motion regarding the revision to policy DJ, which is purchasing?
Madam Chair,
Yes, Mr. Dennis?
I move to approve the revision to policy DJ, purchasing.
The motion has been made by Mr. Dennis. Is there a second?
Second.
Who's second? Okay, Ms. Williams. Okay. The motion has been made by Mr. Dennis and seconded by Ms. Williams. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, board members, please vote. Vote is 7 yes, 0 no. The policy passes. We will now move to item 9.2, policy revision, policy ADF, school wellness. May I please have a motion?
Madam Chair,
Yes, Mrs. Porter.
I move to approve the revision to policy ADF, school wellness.
The motion has been made by Mrs. Porter. Is there a second?
Second.
The motion has been made by Mrs. Porter, seconded by Mrs. Nash. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, board members, please vote. The vote is 7 yes, 0 no. The motion passes. We will now move to item 10.0, new business, no action requested. 10.1, the third quarter financial update, and I will pass it over to Dr. Moore.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to introduce Ms. Nancy Williams, our Senior Chief Financial Officer, to present the third quarter financial update.
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board, Dr. Moore. I stand before you to provide a brief third quarter update for the period ending March 31st, 2025. As it relates to general fund revenue, I draw your attention to the second column titled Actual. And so at the end of the third quarter, we received $312,391,664 of our anticipated general fund revenue for the year, which represents 80.77%. Okay? As we transition over to expenditures, and again, I draw your attention to the second column entitled Actual. At the end of the third quarter, we had expended $261,196,200 in expenditures. And when you take into consideration those open POs, those encumbrances, we utilized 71.0% of our available budget in the general fund. Okay? As we transition to our Education Improvement Act funding, and again, these are the funds that come to us to the from the State Department and in the EIA. Revenue received to date, the second column, $29,843,796, and we'd expended over $27.9 million of those dollars. While I'm here on this particular slide, I draw your attention to the middle of the page, Fund 335 Reading Coaches. In this particular line, you will see that the balance is actually a negative $350,656, and I just want to explain that to you. So the state provides funding to us for reading coaches. They provide a flat amount that has not changed in a period of time, but the state continues to mandate salary increases and things of that nature. And because we're paying people with more experience and higher degrees, it's costing the district. So at the end of March, that was $350,000 that we'd have to, at the end of the year, transfer to the general fund to cover those salaries. And again, that's just at the end of March. We need to get through the end of the school year, well, the end of the fiscal year. Okay, so the next slide gives you an outline of our special revenue funds. Everything in that begins with a 2 represents federal funds, so those are reimbursable funds. Everything is on track there. Our 600 funds, that's our school nutrition cluster. You will see a negative $3,605,667 in the 600 fund. That's not. It will not end up that way. It's over encumbered, so that will be fine come the end of the year. And then our 800 funds are our other like grant-related activities, and then 700. 700, of course, is our people activity. I skipped over that, and then our 900 are other state restricted funds that flow through the State Department of Education. So everything is pretty much on track there. Okay, so the next sheet is the board's operating budget. And so out of that $482,996 at the end of March, $317,132 have been expended. And when you take into consideration, again, the open POs related to audit services and legal fees, $118,535 remain. Okay, I apologize. This is smaller than the other print. It's even smaller on my sheet. But as it relates to capital projects, when you take into consideration all of the revenue that came from the bond, the actual the proceeds, the premiums, and the interest, all of that combined, we looked at a budget of over $519 million. Expenditures to date are over $471 million, with roughly $48.4 million that's available for encumbrances, and the overwhelming majority of that has already been encumbered. So there are outstanding purchase orders for those amounts. And then to the bottom, Fund 522, that represents our last 8% bond issuance of $20 million. And at the end of March, we'd expended over $2.8 million, with roughly $17.2 million remaining. But again, that also includes some encumbrances. That concludes my presentation.
Thank you, Ms. Williams. Board members, if there's any questions, we'll be happy to address them at this time.
Mrs. Porter?
Yes, ma'am. Looking at the first page with impact aid, I'm just curious, that was a big difference from what's budgeted and actual. Did something change there?
No, we anticipate getting some more revenue.
Oh, okay, okay.
Board members, any other questions? Mrs. Washington?
Yes, on the outstanding projects, the 1.2 million for the athletic facilities, the balance remaining.
The negative number, the
Yes.
negative amount, it may have been over encumbered, but I'll check into that. Let me check that.
Okay, and I do have another question about the reading coaches. So is this something that we're going to expect to see year after year?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
That the general fund would have to absorb the additional costs.
So what you're saying is we're not getting the extra money to continue to increase their salaries. That depends on the district, but this is a state mandate.
Yes, ma'am. It's a state mandate. They give us funding for reading coaches, but not nearly enough to cover the full cost.
Okay.
So it's $350,000 at the end of March. So you still got to get through the end of the year.
Thank you.
Mrs. Porter?
And I just want to mention, because we recently had a bill that I believe just passed, maybe a week ago, where the concern is the way that the formula is for our charter schools and public schools, that over time we'll end up receiving less money for our budget, which means although we're mandated to pay that salary, to do the salary increase for our teachers, over time, our state will not be able to give us the funding for that pay increase for our teachers.
Correct.
And so what's the plan for that?
So Ms. Porter, the House did pass a one-year proviso to make an adjustment. Attached to that was also the formation of a committee to study the challenges in aid to the classroom. That's what that area is called. It is now going to have to go to conference with the Senate. So we don't have a clear decision at this point, but the House did pass the recommended one-year adjustment proposed by the South Carolina Association of School Administrators and the school board.
And Ms. Porter, also, they did not mention that the funding changes every year. So it's hard to predict what would come in following years, because it could be that we actually get an increase more than we are expecting. So we do funding year by year. It's hard to predict like 2 to 3 years out.
Right, but with the newest change, what was brought to my attention was it will continue to decrease, that there is not going to be an increase from the last thing that I heard. And I think they gave a projected amount, a 10-year one, and that was from speaking with Debbie Elmore.
Right, and they make those predictions, but again, funding is something that's year by year. But the predictions are always going to happen, but that's not a guarantee. I think Ms. Nash wants to say something.
Madam Chair, and just for clarity, that is also because the possibility of having less students, and if that funding follows that child, then that means, for the most part, the ideal is that those costs will be lessened, possibly.
And then I'll just
It's
add
still,
one more.
it's still not quite clear, so I don't even think it's really anything that we can fully discuss because it's still not clear.
Okay. Okay, you have a question? Yes.
Yes.
Mrs. Williams?
Ms. Nash, I know the funding follows each child, but according to the formula, the point is higher for a charter school than it would be for a public school. So even though it follows each child, so say for instance, a public school child gets a 1 point, a charter school gets 2.75 points. And then for students with disabilities, they get 0.15, and then there's some other points. So even though it follows, we will still get less, because if there's a $200 million pot, we're gonna have to still split it, because it doesn't increase or decrease, it's just gonna be that. But if that child leaves our school district, then their points increase. So it will affect us more than it will, because you're gonna, if you have, well, yeah, their points will increase, and it's a whole formula that they have created that we were able to see about what the formula is per child per public school child, per charter school child, and private school child.
Madam Chair,
Yes, Mrs. Nash.
I don't want to get into a full-on discussion, but totally understand that, but that is not the clear understanding of what it is. And I think people need to do their own research and really, really dig into that, because that is not quite true, because what comes into us is still going to be what we normally would have gotten. Now, just because they get the more, the 2.75, doesn't mean we get less if the child is not here. The child is not here. So people, do your own research.
Okay, I don't see any more questions. Thank you, Ms. Williams. We do appreciate that. We're going to now move to item 11.0, agenda items for the next board meeting. Dr. Moore?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Our next regularly scheduled board meeting is
May 27th.
May 27th of 2025. We will start our meeting with our regular call to order at 5:30 p.m., followed by the approval of the agenda. Next, we will have executive session. So we will release 2 executive sessions in which we will discuss student appeals, student admission request into the district adult education program, employment recommendations and certified releases, released back to public session at 6:30 p.m., followed by the inspirational moment and Pledge of Allegiance. We'll then move to the consent agenda, which will include approval of the consent agenda, approval of minutes from previous meeting, continuous improvement plan updates, and classified employment releases and in-district transfers. We'll then have public participation, followed by voting on the executive session items, which would include student appeals, student admission request into the district's adult education program, employment recommendations and certified releases, and as needed for items discussed in executive session. We'll then move to Section 8, unfinished business, which is action requested. The board will receive an update on the 2025-2026 general fund budget, followed by new business, no action requested. You'll receive an operations report on capital improvement, and a communication and strategic partnership update, followed by the agenda for our next regularly scheduled meeting, which is June 10th of 2025, and our if needed items would follow, which are public participation, executive session, continued voting on executive session items as needed, and board and superintendent comments, followed by adjournment.
Board members, are there any revisions or additions you would like to see made to the next or future agenda? Seeing none, we will now move to item 15.0, board and superintendent comments. We will start with Ms. Williams.
Good afternoon, everyone. First, I would like to say thank you to Condor Elementary Strings for performing tonight. We all understand the importance of the arts in schools. Statistics show that students involved in the arts tend to perform better academically, develop strong social skills, and are more likely to stay engaged in their education. I just would like to tell them continue to thrive academically and socially. Also, congratulations to all of tonight's honorees. I would also like to thank Dr. Monique Flowers and the Office of Pupil Services for executing an amazing session on vaping the other night. There was a great turnout by parents and students, and I just want to remind parents about the importance of just educating themselves on vaping, and because it's coming in and out of our schools, that's almost like natural to our kids. And so just please be mindful and aware of what's happening with students when it comes to vaping, because it's very harmful to their bodies as well. Last, we had I would like to also thank the Office of, I want to call it, well, with Jennifer Morrison, Dr. Jennifer Morrison, I want to like to thank, Academics, thank you. I didn't want to get it confused, the name. But I would like to thank her office and her team it was great seeing the notifications that came through this week and last week of all of the resources that are provided to our students for over the summer for additional help and support. And I would just like to encourage all parents, especially the resources that were provided in every grade, in every subject area, to be able to go in there, to go in your parent portal, check it out, and just provide additional support to your students so that we will not have the summer gap and the slide that, and when they come to school, they will, from the summer, they will be prepared. Thank you so much and have an amazing night.
Mr. Dennis?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I wanted to thank Condor Strings for their musical performance tonight. Really enjoyed that. Also, congratulations to all our award winners today. And then last week, I got to be a part of the Military Signing Day program, which was very near and dear to my heart, considering I'm retired Air Force. And we had 75 students there that joined the armed services or ended up going to one of the military colleges. And one thing that I learned is, all the branches, they kept making, the Air Force thing. But let's just say most of the people that enlisted went into the Air Force, so we're just going to leave that there. Also, for safety, I got to go to the Operations Center last week, and I'm going to tell you right now, parents, I feel very strongly about safety, and it's great to see what they do there. So, and I'm just going to leave it at that. Thank Will, his staff, good. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Also, parents, please get in your parent square. Please go to our website. We had an information night here for parents, and I got to talk to a lot of parents and a lot of community members and got to talk to a lot of the vendors here. And the information's out there. We try to get it out to you, but one of the things you all have to do is also have to look. It's out there, and we try to get it out there, but we can't reach everybody. But just please utilize your parent square and our district website. That's all I got. Hopefully everybody has a wonderful weekend, and I will see everybody at graduations.
Mr. Trapp?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to share a couple of events I've been to over the last week. Last Wednesday, it was my just a great privilege to attend the USC Sumter graduation and see a ton of our our Ridgeview High School students graduate from USC with an associate's degree. Of course, they'll graduate next week from high school. But it's such a great blessing to have programs like that where our students can, just think about it. We talked last year about how much money they've saved their family, but I was realizing this week that they're 2 years ahead of their peers. Here they are graduating from high school, college at the same time with an associate's degree, and they're going to be 2 years far down the road with their careers. That's a great blessing, I believe. I also was able to attend the USC graduation in Columbia this past Saturday, and the reason I bring that up is my daughter Logan graduated, and I'm so proud of her, and I'm also so glad now that I'm done with tuition and stuff for a while, and hopefully apartments too. But anyway, it was great to sit there for 1,714 names to be called. It seemed like forever, but anyway, it was great to be there. And lastly, I'd just like to mention that last Thursday I was able to go to Richland Northeast and watch Master Gunn and his cadets, their year-end event where they recognize those that were moving on from high school and assign their new officers for next year. And the Navy Junior ROTC over there, that is the best program I've been to in a long time. I was telling Dr. Moore earlier that it was just so smooth and so organized. It was wonderful to see these students do such a fantastic job, and I'm so glad that they're able to. A lot of them are going into the military. In fact, there was, I believe, a little over $1 million of scholarships were awarded, and it was just five students that got those scholarships. That is just amazing. I think one of them may even be going to West Point, if I'm correct on that. But regardless, it is fantastic, and I'm so glad that they invited me to attend with them and allowed me to give out a few awards. And I really hope that some of I know we have a lot of programs like that in the district. I think these are great opportunities to get our students out there into adulthood with things to look forward to. I would like to also say this I love to see people that can play musical instruments because I can't play anything. And it was really great to see these students here tonight. I will say, though, I was a little distracted. One of the kids in front of me here, I really thought his bow was going to hit the person next to him. I'm the worrier, and I was like, oh, please don't let that happen. But it was so great to see them here, and I thank them for coming out and sharing the talents with us. And I hope everybody has a good evening. Thanks.
Mrs. Washington?
I want to start off by saying thank you to Ms. Porter and Mr. Trapp for organizing a great evening discussion with our legislators and council members. Congratulations to all of the Richland 2 CTE completers, cake completers. This morning I had the opportunity to attend the cake ceremony at the Castle, Westwood High School. Saying shout out to all of the internship hours that were completed. There were students who also completed their CCMA certification, which is a rigorous assessment. The students at Westwood scored 12% higher than students at the state and national level. And they also earned their EKG and phlebotomy certification. I also want to say congratulations to the 8 Kate students who were recipients of the Project Jasmine Scholarship this year. Project Jasmine is an organization that brings awareness to gun and domestic violence in honor of Jasmine Gant, which is a student from Spring Valley High School. And this June, they will be having their annual walk at Spring Valley as well in honor of Jasmine, and to also raise funds for future scholarships that they offer to students at Spring Valley. Thank you to all of our businesses and partners in Northeast Columbia and in the surrounding area who make these opportunities happen for our students across our district. And as Ms. Tara Smith said at the Castle this morning, college and career readiness is not about a checklist. It is a lifestyle for their students. Congratulations to all of our 5th and 8th grade graduates this week. I'm excited to see our high school graduates next week as you all embark on a successful, purpose-driven, future-ready journey. And I want to say God bless to each and all of our families, our teachers, and employees for all of your hard work during a successful 2024-25 school year.
Thank you, Mrs. Nash.
Okay, I'm going to make this quick because I know we've got events and people studying. So first, Condor, thank you so much for that performance. That was amazing. Next up, I just want to say it was really great. I got to attend the signing, the military signing, and just seeing young people saying like they're going to pledge their time, their life, and sacrifice so much for our freedom is a really, really big deal, and that was really wonderful to see, and I'm so proud of all of those students. I'm so proud of all of our students. We've had a pretty amazing year this year, and I just want to say thank you to everyone, to the staff, and to whoever did this sound. Y'all are killing it tonight. The sound sounds amazing. Also, just to everybody here on the board, I feel like we've had a successful school year. Way to go, everybody, and you guys have an amazing and wonderful week, and we will see you all at graduation.
Mrs. Porter?
Yes, I wanted to also thank Ms. Tanidra for helping us with the legislative roundtable discussion. It went really well. Thank you to Ms. Paula and our biodiesel that fueled our bus to tour, and then also Ms. Jackie for all the work that you did as well. And thank you, board, for your support. It went really well. We had great conversations. Also, I wanted to thank Ms. Jackie and team as well for the Teacher of the Year banquet. It was phenomenal, and I love the sound of all the bells ringing at the end. That was my favorite part. So thank you so much for all the work that you all did for that.
Dr. Moore?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Well, we definitely are in celebration mode. But for Condor, first off, as an orchestra mother, my 2 children played in the orchestra. I just love seeing them, especially the smallest one there is like, you go. So very proud of them, so thank you. Mr. Trapp, just want to let you know that Richland Northeast ROTC is #1 in the state of South Carolina. Master Gunn runs a tight ship over there. So, also, I want to talk briefly about the Legislative Roundtable, because we were honored to host our legislative delegation, bringing together our state and local policymakers with Richland 2 leaders. These conversations are essential as we advocate for policies that support public education and the needs of the 28,000 K through 12 students, and when we add our pre-K in, over 29,000 students that we have the privilege to educate in Richland too. The engagement and dialogue during this event was encouraging and reaffirmed our commitment to being the premier school district. And I want to personally thank Ms. Porter and Mr. Trapp, who put this event together. I look forward to the event for next year. We also had the privilege of having our Turnaround Awards, and they were held at the Performing Arts Center. So this was another opportunity to celebrate a group of students who demonstrated resilience and determination. These awards recognize one student from every school and center in our district who have overcome significant obstacles to achieve academically and personal success. Their stories are deeply moving, and they remind us that when we believe in our students, amazing things happen. In our area of academics, we continue to see strong academic progress across the district, from elementary math gains to high school dual enrollment milestones. Our students are performing at high levels. So I want to thank our teachers and instructional staff for their tireless efforts and innovation in the classroom. Also, I want to thank our communications team for that wonderful communication plan that we did, a blitz around making sure students were ready for SC Ready. And so I received a lot of positive feedback on that. We also want to celebrate excellence in teaching at our Teacher of the Year banquet. As Ms. Porter said, the bells were awesome. It was truly an evening full of joy, gratitude, and well-deserved recognition. So congratulations again to our 2024-2025 District Teacher of the Year, Ms. Rona Stewart, and all of the school level winners. Your passion lights the path for every student you teach. We also had two initiatives that I started take place over the last 2 weeks. The first was our Foundation for Learning. And I know Ms. Nash and Ms. Porter remember when I said this at the Chamber of Commerce breakfast that I wanted to make sure that we were doing something to close and help our parents close the gap from birth to 5. And so our Foundation for Learning initiative kicked off with more than what I could ever hope for. The district's mission to support parents and our youngest scholars in building a strong foundation is underway. Our partnership with Read to Succeed is going to put a lovey like the one that you see on the podium there in the hands of our future Richland 2 graduates. From their first visit to the pediatrician office, these babies will know that someone in Richland District 2 is already planning for their future. We know that what happens in those early years lays the groundwork for long-term success. And we are so proud of our educators and partners who are investing in our children's futures from day one. We want to be partners with our parents because we know parents are the first teachers of their students. And if you click on or take a picture of the QR code, you will go to our website where you'll find lots of information to help parents understand where their children are and where their children should be, and then what support can they get from the district if they need that support. So very excited about that. And Mr. Dennis touched on the military signing day, and Ms. Nash did. Well, it was awesome. It truly was awesome. And we had the privilege of having not just our students there honoring their service to our nation and to our armed forces after graduation. It was extra special for everyone in attendance who ever wore a uniform representing the United States of America. You know, Mr. Dennis is retired Air Force. Dr. Scott is a military child. I'm retired military. And it was just great to have all three of us as a part of the ceremony because it really did model what we expect from our Richland 2 graduates. General Schertl was our proud speaker, and he is the parent of 7 children, of which all 7 have been in our schools at some point in time. 3 or 4 of them have already graduated from our schools. And then Colonel Gadsden, who works for the State Department of Education, was our MC. And we're just so proud of our families and our students. And as I said to the news reporter, we hear so many negative things about young people today. We don't spend time talking about the vast majority of our students who are doing wonderful things. These are exceptional young people, and they give me the confidence to know that the future is in very good hands because of these students that we are celebrating as a part of signing day, as a part of graduations next week, as a part of our celebration tonight. I just know that we have the best future possible because of these brilliant students. So in closing, as we approach the end of the school year, I want to thank our entire Richland 2 community for their continued support, dedication, and partnership. You know, a couple of months ago, we never thought this year would end, and now it's ending, and we're like, where did the time go? But together, we are shaping bright futures, because in Richland School District 2, we are purpose-driven, so our students can be future-ready. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you so much, Dr. Moore. I think my colleagues really mentioned everything, but I'll briefly just go through. That's what happens when you go last, right? So, but anyway, just want to quickly say thank you to Dr. Rosa Kelly, who had the Condor strings here today. I want to say thank you so much. Those students are so amazing. I had an opportunity to actually see them in action a couple months ago, and they were so awesome until I said, we have to get them here. Also want to say congratulations to all of those teachers and students who receive awards tonight. Kudos to you, especially a shout out to my nephew, Jaden Wilson from Westwood High School, track star #1. And then want to say congratulations to Miss Kim Hutcherson, Center for Achievement Principal, who has been noted as one of the avid elementary principals of the year. So she will be going up for that award, and we're already claiming it for her because we know that she is dynamic. So we're looking forward to you, Ms. Hutchison, bringing that back to Richland School District 2. And then as we get ready to close out, I want to say thank you to the bus drivers. I had an opportunity to meet with 8 bus drivers last week, and I had an opportunity to hear from their heart, the way that they spoke about the students in our district, the way that they want to protect these students, and the love that they have for our students. And what I want to say is, no matter what position you hold in the school district, there are no big I's and little U's, and especially with our bus drivers, because they're the first to see our students, to make sure they arrive to the school safely, and then they're the last to see the students get off the bus. So kudos to those bus drivers who reached out to me, that wanted to meet. I always say that I work for all of you, so my door is always open. You do have permission to text, call, or meet with me, whether I'm a board chair or a board member. So I want to put that out there because I think there's some mistruths out there that you cannot contact board members. That is not true. We work for you guys. Every board member that you see here, we work for you. We would not be here had it not been for you. So I can't speak for the other board members, but I want every teacher, every parent, every student. And I tell you, when I say every student, that little student from Lonnie B. Nelson took me up on that offer. She called me. Remember, she called me. A 7-year-old called me. She had some questions. So we do work for you guys, and I want you guys to know that we work for you. And then I just want to share something with our upcoming graduates. We know we're looking forward, and wear some comfortable shoes next week. We're looking forward to graduation, and just want to leave 8 powerful messages for our graduates as you take that walk. First, #1, believe in yourself. Believe you can and you will. #2, stay strong. Dream, believe, and you will achieve. #3, never give up. A little progress each day adds up to big results. #4, be grateful. A grateful heart is a magnet for miracles. #5, work hard. Good things come to those who hustle. #6, stay humble. Work hard in silence. Let success make the noise for you. #7, be kind. Kindness make you the most beautiful. And #8, keep smiling. Because of your smile, you make life more beautiful. And then I will close with happy 58th birthday to one of my besties, Dr. Pamela Harvey Cox, Happy birthday to you. And with that, may I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Madam Chair,
Yes, Mrs.
I move to
Washington.
adjourn the May 13, 2025 regular school board meeting.
The motion has been made by Mrs. Washington. Is there a second?
Second.
The motion has been made by Mrs. Washington and seconded by Mr. Dennis. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, we will take a hand vote. All in favor, raise your right hand. 7 yes, 0 no. The motion passes. The meeting stands adjourned. Have a good night.